Number 7. Dustin Diamond. Former child actor Dustin Diamond was arrested after pulling out a switchblade during a bar brawl in Ozaukee, Wisconsin on December the 26th of 2014. Diamond, best known for his recurring role as Screech on the hit 1990s sitcom Saved by the Bell, was reportedly at the establishment with his fiancée, Amanda Schutz, celebrating their recent engagement. Shortly before the fight erupted, a group of people had walked up to them and asked for Diamond's autograph. As the actor subsequently recounted in an interview for Extra, a man then approached Schutz and without warning, punched her in the face. He also allegedly grabbed the woman by the hair, prompting Diamond to take out his pocket knife and tell him to let go of her. A physical altercation then ensued, and although Diamond later denied having stabbed the man during the course of the brawl, the police indicated that he'd suffered some sort of laceration to his arm. In May of the following year, Diamond was convicted of carrying a concealed weapon and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors. He was ultimately cleared of recklessly endangering public safety, the more serious charge he'd previously been facing. The following month, the actor was sentenced to 4 months in jail plus probation. In May of 2016, it was reported that Diamond had been arrested again in connection to an alleged probation violation. Number 6. Amber Rosales. Shortly before 10 p.m. on April the 25th of 2022, police officers in Denton, Texas, were dispatched to a home in the 1100 block of East Sherman Drive after receiving reports that a pickup truck had crashed into the yard. Law enforcement discovered that the wrecked vehicle's driver, 31-year-old Jeffrey McBride, was unconscious after having suffered a gunshot wound to the abdomen. He was taken to a local hospital, where he later passed away from his injuries. The victim's wife, Amber Rosales, who'd appeared on the short-lived reality TV series Big Tips, Texas, had been sitting in the truck's passenger seat at the time of the crash. Rosales told investigators that before the accident, they'd stopped to speak with an unnamed man. He then supposedly shot McBride from the passenger side door and tossed the weapon into the truck before fleeing the scene. During the course of the ensuing investigation, however, Denton detectives noted several inconsistencies in Rosales' testimony. It was ultimately determined that she'd lied about what had actually transpired on the night of her husband's death. According to the police's findings, Rosales and McBride had been the only individuals present at the scene in the moments leading up to the shooting. In May of 2022, the former reality TV star was charged with her husband's murder, which she'd allegedly committed just 4 days after their wedding. Rosales was held in custody without bail, pending the commencement of her criminal trial. Number 5. Masha Diduk. Staff at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, noticed that an expensive candelabrum was missing from a private dining room on the property in July of 2021. As revealed by a police report, surveillance footage had captured a female thief swiping the ornament, which was valued at $5,000, and leaving the casino with it around her arm. Law enforcement used the suspect's license plate number as well as the name on her valet ticket to identify her as Masha Diduk. The woman had earned minor fame after appearing as Jeff Lowe's hired nanny on the Netflix true crime documentary Tiger King. The 26-year-old model was later detained by hotel security before being taken into the custody of local police on a charge of grand larceny. As of the latest updates on the matter, Diduk was still awaiting the continuation of her case's legal proceedings. The maximum sentence for her charge, a Category C felony, was reported as being 1 to 5 years in state prison and a fine of up to $10,000. Number 4. Farrah Abraham. Farrah Abraham, who formerly starred on the MTV reality series Teen Mom, was involved in an altercation at the Grandmaster Records Club in Los Angeles, California on January the 15th of 2022. According to eyewitness testimony, Abraham had initially been confronted by someone described as a hater of hers, who then proceeded to harass the celebrity and her friends at the venue. In response, The 30-year-old reality star allegedly exhibited belligerent behavior, and the club's staff eventually asked her to leave. Abraham refused, however, and reportedly became so agitated that the staff contacted local police. Before they got to the scene, as was captured in a viral cell phone video, Abraham was restrained on the ground by a masked man who was believed to have been working as a security guard. Later, police officers placed Abraham in handcuffs and led her into the back of a patrol car. The woman was ultimately charged with misdemeanor assault in connection to the incident, before being released from custody 2 hours later. The following day, Abraham posed for photographs that revealed the extent of the various injuries she'd sustained during the altercation, which included scratches on her back as well as bruises on her arms and shoulders. Subsequent reports indicated that she was due back in court in May of 2022. Number 3. Austin Chumley Russell. Austin Chumley Russell, best known for his regular appearances on the popular History Channel series Pawn Stars, was served an arrest warrant at his Las Vegas residence on March the 9th of 2016. In a statement, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department revealed that Russell's house had been searched as part of an investigation into allegations of assault. During the course of the raid, law enforcement reportedly came upon several illegal substances, as well as multiple firearms in Russell's possession. He was consequently taken into custody on drug and weapons charges before being released on bond the following day. In May of 2016, it was reported that Russell faced a total of 20 felony counts, including drug possession and prohibited person in possession of a firearm. He ultimately pleaded guilty to one of the felony counts, unlawful possession of a firearm, and a misdemeanor count of attempted possession of a controlled substance. As part of his agreement with prosecutors, the reality television standout was sentenced to 3 years of probation in lieu of jail time. He was also ordered to attend counseling and forfeit property seized by the police during their raid on his home. Number 2. Dwayne Goodrich. In the early hours of January the 14th of 2003, NFL player Dwayne Goodrich was involved in a deadly hit-and-run accident while traveling down a North Dallas freeway. According to the resulting police report, Goodrich, who at the time was on the Dallas Cowboys roster, had been the sole occupant of a vehicle that struck and killed 2 people on the side of the road. The victims, as it would later emerge, had been attempting to rescue a man from inside of a burning car. The vehicle had previously clipped a tractor-trailer rig on Interstate 35 and consequently caught fire. Goodrich was initially said to have been driving at speeds of up to 110 miles per hour when he slammed into the disabled vehicle and the individuals carrying out the rescue effort. During the case's legal proceedings, however, an accident reconstruction expert estimated that the professional athlete's vehicle was actually traveling somewhere between 54 and 80 miles per hour when the collision occurred. In the incident's immediate aftermath, Goodrich had fled the scene, but he ultimately surrendered to the authorities the following day. Although he was alleged to have been intoxicated at the time of the accident, Goodrich's blood alcohol content on the night could not be definitively established during his criminal trial. He was ultimately convicted of 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide and in September of 2003 sentenced to 7.5 years in prison, as well as ordered to pay a fine of $20,000. Number 1. Joe Son. South Korean-born mixed martial artist and actor Joe Son rose to prominence in 1997 when he appeared as Random Task in the James Bond parody film Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. By 2003, Son had largely fallen out of the public spotlight and had stopped participating in professional fighting competitions. Then in 2008, he was arrested in California for felony vandalism, to which he pleaded guilty and consequently faced 60 days in jail plus probation. As per the stipulations of his plea agreement, Son was required to provide a DNA sample to the authorities. After the material was processed into the law enforcement database, Orange County investigators made a disturbing discovery. They were able to directly link Son's DNA to the crime scene of a previously unsolved assault that had occurred in Huntington Beach back in 1990. Subsequent reports detailed how Son and an unnamed male accomplice had attacked a young woman as she approached her apartment. After brutally beating the victim, they dragged her into a car, tortured her, and assaulted her at gunpoint. Following the revelation of Son's past criminal behavior, he faced several more charges, but all of them were dropped due to the statute of limitations before he was brought to trial. Prosecutors then levied charges of conspiracy to commit murder and torture against the former actor, as those crimes didn't have a statute of limitations associated with them. In late August of 2011, Son was convicted of one felony count of torture, for which he was sentenced to 7 years to life in prison. On October the 10th of that same year, while he was incarcerated at Wasco State Prison, Son was involved in a deadly altercation with his cellmate, Michael Thomas Graham. It was reported that Son had attacked Graham in the prison's yard, and the victim passed away from his injuries about 25 minutes later. As punishment for the killing, Son was moved to solitary confinement before being formally charged with Graham's murder in September of 2013. Following his 2017 trial, Son received an additional 27 years to his prison sentence after he'd been found guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Thanks for watching. Would you rather constantly be mistaken for a D-list celebrity or always have your name mispronounced by others? Let us know in the comments section below.